Hello to there, JuberTube. Hi. How should I put this? Is this good? You good there? Should you be any closer? Would you like to be any closer? Come on. Let me just put you a bit closer, okay? Come on. Oh, there. Aren't you a tiny bit of a goober? So how are you doing? You doing good? Hope you're doing good. Hope everything is alright with you. Everything's going proper for you and all that. I hope that everything you do is working out alright. Do you like my little box corner? Huh? You like my little box corner? Let me just take this off. Box corner right here. The way things work. There are lots of things that I could say right now. You might ask yourself, what's been happening around me? Look, that's the view I get all the time. Do you like the view? Do you like the view? It's good, it's okay. It's an okay view, ain't gonna lie. Could be better, could be worse. Look, things could be... Wait, no, let me just actually... Oh. So hi, hello, how are you doing, my little goober? How are you playing? How are you feeling? This is my balcony. I don't know if I should make all of my videos here. Do you like it? Do you like how it looks? Do you think it's fancy? Tell me. Do you like how it feels? I like it, but I don't know. I'm trying out stuff. Maybe next time I'll put you in the corner chair. Somebody liked to joke about my corner chair about being a different kind of C chair, if you know what I mean. And you're a naughty one, and I know you know what I mean. Anyway, so, month of April. Today is May 12th or something, something like that. I think it's May 12th. And so the month of April, what happened? Also today I took a bath. I just came home back here. Yesterday I was at work, and then I came home, sent an email, and then got in my car. I know from my amazingly great parking spot, I moved my car, and of course I lost my parking space to somebody else. And so, fortunately today, God blessed me with a different parking space, and might be even a better one, because it's closer and a bit safer. Traffic is not that, high in that particular place where it is. It's basically next to my apartment building. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, last time I edited one of these, I had to cut all the all the, sounds, but all the plosk sounds from my mouth, and so there may be a lot of cuts, just remember that, but anyway, month of April, what happened? Actually a lot of things happened in the month of April, and so I'll take each and every one of them from the start and go at them in a sort of chronological or whatever order I can. Why don't you say something there, you little goober? I didn't know your view was dirty. Now it's clean. Now it should be good. Should I get another one of these? Should I get another one of these? You tell me. Should I get one? You know what? I'm gonna get another one of these because they are absolutely lifesavers. They are absolutely amazing. Can you just focus on my face? Okay. They're absolutely amazing and I absolutely love them. I think I'm gonna get a second one. I don't know if it should be the same size or bigger or smaller. Somebody's cooking, anyway. Like real cooking because the smell is coming in. Anyway, so here we go. Month of April. So, April starts off. See, everything seems good. Everything seems very good. Start of April, things are looking up. Work night shift. Then the 11th of April rolls up. Actually, the 9th of April. 9th of April rolls up. I get my paycheck. I make an order on Temu and an order to IKEA and buy some things. I could show you. I bought some boxes on IKEA. And I bought some bags on Temu. I also bought this stand right here. That stand for my light. And I also bought some bags. Would you like to see them? Would you like to see my bags? Look, I will show you my bags. See, I bought some bags. They are empty right now. I haven't filled them with anything, but they are quite good quality, and I bought them on Temu actually. I bought an orange one because I like the orange. Sorry about the light. Give me a second. And I also bought this one, which is actually really awesome. Like, I don't know how I got like this lucky to get like this kind of thing, and it's on Temu, so you know, I mean, the price was right. At least I consider it to be right. Maybe a bit cheaper than other markets, but I gotta say, Temu, if you search well enough, you get some really good prices. Temu and AliExpress, I mean, for the most part, both of them delivered on what they, you know, advertised. And so maybe don't get electronics. Maybe don't get electronics. But even then, you know, yeah. Anyway, so I did all those orders. And then on the 10th of April, I went to work, got home on April 11th. My birthday was on April 3rd. I was at home for a little bit, not on my birthday, but before that. Got to spend it with my parents, and, you know, it was good. I moved on April 2nd to this new place. Then after I moved, it took some time, you know, to getting used to and getting everything. And it still isn't everything up to code and like how I would want it, but it's better than nothing, you know. And so, yeah. Then on April 11th, I get home from work and I go to sleep around 8 a.m. in the morning. And then I wake up around 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and I went to sleep with like about 900 euro in my bank account, and I woke up with about 50. So I was extremely curious to know what happened to the 850 euro that disappeared from my bank account. And so I started investigating, and then I called my bank. My bank is Raiffeisen, and I called my bank, and it was, you know, if you know anything about Easter this year was celebrated on April 12th, I want to say. Yeah, and anyway, it was the weekend of Easter, and so I did not expect anybody to pick up, and so somebody picked up. And I told the guy that, you know, these transactions accumulating 850 euro on my card, I never approved them, and I do not know who, and I quote, Diez de Revenga Murcia. That is the person, the entity to which my money went. I never approved any of those. Never. So he said, yeah, we have had these cases before. They are, but to different sellers, and they're casinos, online casinos. And I'm like, I do not play at casinos. I have no interactions with them. I do not play slots. I do not play online. I do not do anything with gambling. Except, you know, I work for a company that is a contractor for such places. But besides that, I have no actual, and legally speaking, I am not even allowed to participate in that and bet in those, because I could be fired if anybody found out that my credentials were used for that. Actually, I actually need to notify HR about that. So I need to, get that in order. Anyway, and so I told the guy, the payment is pending. The 5 payments are pending. There was like a 500 euro, a 200 euro, 100 euro, 20 euro, and 30 euro different transactions. And I told the guy, it's pending. What's happening? Can you stop the pending and cancel the And he made an order, a ticket, to stop them. He said that on April 50th they would start working on it. And I'm like, yeah, but the moment when my money will actually be taken and the payments will actually go through is on April 14th. So what am I doing? I'll have to wait. Okay, I'll wait. So I tell my mom and my dad, and I wait. And on April 14th, the date to which the payments should have been accepted moved from April 14th to April 28th. And I'm like, yes, the guy actually did something. That's my bank, They cancel my card, but, they do their job, and I'm not the victim of fraud. Awesome. That's what I think at that moment. April 15th rolls around, and then what happens is the bank takes its commission for the payments. And I go back, call the bank. Why did you take the commissions? I never approved them. Yeah, but the payments went through. But why? I specifically asked them not to. They should have been cancelled. They should have given me my money back, and the commissions never should have been taken. My card is blocked. You're not allowed to take my money without my permission. And so the woman on the phone tells me, yeah, but the payments were made through Google Pay, using your Google Wallet. And so they did not need any approval, and they went through. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you actually trying to, snake oil, red herring me right now? And I'm okay. I did not approve those payments. Never. What do I do? And she's like, the official statement I can give you is that you can go to the police. And I'm like, are you 100% certain that you, as a representative of the Raiffeisen Bank Corporation, bank, whatever the fuck you are, because I'm sweating at this point because I'm nervous, because I'm angry, not nervous, angry. I'm wrathful, actually. Is for me to go to the police and file a complaint? Yes. Call ended. Got dressed. Keep in mind, that night I needed to go to work again. So this all happened while I was still doing night shift. Got up from my PC, closed the call, dressed, went down the stairs, took the trolley to the police station, got into the police station. Hello, I want to file a complaint. This is whatever. The guy, the agent there, policeman, are you sure you did not give your information to anybody? And I'm like, yes, I did not give my information to anybody. Nobody had access to it. I did not allow it. I did not subscribe to anything. I did not. I said, okay, let me phone somebody. Yes, I have a guy. Yes. Okay, I'll tell him. I have an agent. I have somebody, but you will have to wait because he's working with somebody. I'm like, okay, great. How long do I have to wait? 40, an hour and a half, depending on how things go. And I'm like, okay, I'll wait here an hour and a half, and hopefully he gets solving, and I can get telling my story and everything. An hour and a half passes. In the meanwhile, I am physically trying to fend off gypsies fighting with the policemen. Okay? They are physically fighting in the police station. And I'm trying not to get punched or kicked or spit on me or other bodily fluids and stuff like that. So it's an entire shit show. It's bad. What was that? Anyway. Then, after an hour and a half of, trying to fend off, a lot of gypsies, because that's basically it. I'm not gonna call them Romani people or whatever. They're gypsies, okay? And there's an entire story there, but I'm not gonna tell it because... I mean, should I tell it? Okay, I'm gonna tell it because it's funny and it's gonna... So, what happened was... during that whole kerfuffle, then that 1 hour and a half, while I was waiting for the agent, policeman, whatever he was, to take me in and we can talk, apparently the police brought in a young gypsy woman who, of course, she was uncooperative with the police and she thought she was in the right and everything. And of course, naturally, anyway. I say naturally because in most cases that's what happens. So from what I could piece together was the fact that she was physically aggressive with the police officers, and at one point they had to physically restrain her with, I don't know, like 2 women and 2 guys, and they had to physically restrain all her movements and place her on the car. One of the mothers or aunts or whatever, because you never know how many siblings or parents or... I mean, we live in the 20th century where basically one child has 3 dads and maybe 2 mothers, maybe more, who knows, anyway. And so one of the women there just basically saying that they brutalized her. They just, grabbed her so hard that she had to she intentionally hit her head on the hood of the car, and she suddenly went berserk and crazy suddenly. And I'm like, are we sure she wasn't crazy before? Are we actually sure that she wasn't a bit cuckoo in the, I think that might have been the case before they got to her, No normal person struggles that much with the police. Okay, great. Now, going back to what I wanted to say. So that happened. Then they take her into the police station for questioning. I don't know what she did. I could not figure it out. They take her into the police, in the, police station. While there, imagine it, I was in a hallway at the entrance of the police station. She was shouting so loud that I could hear her. She did not just sound demonic. She sounded like a kaiju. She was really bad, really bad. And it wasn't like words. It was like slurs and sound and a lot of stuff. And the police officers were just trying not to get bit or spit on. At some point, from what I heard or I could deduce, she peed on herself and she tried to pee on everybody and on anything. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of animal are you to have such behavior, to act in such a manner that you're absolutely disgusting, absolutely revolting. And so that's what I could piece together. And at one point, you know, the women were sort of calm. They were verbally abusive, but sort of calm. But then the men came, you know, the guys. And when you have to deal with people that, cumulatively speaking, have a lower IQ than a very cold room. I mean, when the average IQ is below the temperature of the room and the room is cold, let's make that analogy. Those who are smart enough to understand it, well, I'm glad you do. Those who do not, well, what can I say? I guess we know in what category you fall in. Anyway, they were not just verbally violent, but they were physically violent, you know. But they were like for show violent, like pounding your chest like monkey type violent, like type violent. Like, what is happening? What is this? Am I at the zoo? Am I just watching baboons fight with each other? I mean, baboons would be more civilized than this. I think. I hope so. Anyway. The women were starting to chant, "Call the lawyer, call the lawyer." They're trying to get her to the psychiatric hospital. She's not crazy. They hit her so hard she become crazy. And I'm like, I think she was crazy before she got here. Otherwise, she might have not gotten here, you know? It's not hard to just cooperate with the police, go to the station, give a statement, and then you can go on your way, you know? Not a big deal, not a lot of things. You just do this, do that, and then go on your way. But if you act like an animal, I guess you can be treated like an animal, because that's what you kind of invite in. Anyway, so that goes on. Now that's the long and short of it, because I did not stay around to catch the rest of it. I had other things to do and other concerns at matter. But who knows what happened next? I don't really know, and I don't really care. Then I went back to the police officer and told him, you know, I've been here an hour and a half, just like you said. Can I just please have somebody to take my statement? I want to make a formal complaint. Guy gives a call. I'm like, oh, okay. Or now? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, the agent went on field, the duty, and I'm like, did you notify the agent before he went on field duty that I'm still here? Yeah. And did you not feel like it was appropriate to let me know that the agent went on field duty, or to stop the agent from going on field duty to take my statement? Yeah, I didn't know. At that moment in my mind was, look, do the zookeepers lower their intellect so much that they themselves become the animals? Is this the society we're living in? I mean, should I feel safe because this zookeeper that is basically dealing with animals that should have been dealt with a long time ago in a proper manner, if you ask me? And a lot of people say, oh no, they're poor, they're whatever. No, they're not poor. They're fucking lazy. They are fucking lazy. And they are perpetuating a culture of laziness. That is it. It's not, oh, they cannot learn in this environment. No, they're fucking lazy. Because if they put in the hours and they're actually doing the work, they would understand that society runs in a very specific manner, and people like me hold the whole thing fucking together for people like them to just live off welfare, you know? And then they come back into the country and say, "Oh, I went to Francia and I stole for 20 years and now I have big palace." What can I say to you, Mr. Very Rich Gypsy, that for 20 years has stolen from France and Belgium and whatever else? All I can say is, I hope your place in hell is well lit. What the fuck kind of world is this? And it ain't just Romania, it's a lot of places. But in any case, look, I got gypsy friends. See, my phone confirms it. No, that's actually my Wi-Fi that fell out for a second there. Anyway, look, all I'm saying is, I got gypsy friends, okay? Like pure-blooded gypsies. Mother and father, grandparents and grandparents, kind-blooded gypsies. Pure-blooded, you know? Like old style. Good people. Good, proper people. With proper morals. With family values. They are working. They're in the workforce. They're doing the jobs. They're doing the work. Both parents, children. They're doing the good job, you know? I know about them. I know them. But I'm not saying that they are the norm. They are, unfortunately, those are the exception to the rule. I would like them to be all the rule, you know? I would like all of Romanian people to be that kind of person, you know? Do your job, be diligent, be a good person. But unfortunately, a lot of them basically support political parties like, most political parties are basically the same. They're just different flavor, not even different flavors. There's like different colors to the same flavor of bullshit. And so, look, this isn't about politics right now. It's about how my month went, but I really needed to get this off my chest because this has been bothering me for some time. And this chair is very uncomfortable because it's a small chair and it's very uncomfortable again. So, look, let's go on. Again, I know some very good gypsy people, Romani people, real Romani people. But the difference between a Romani and a gypsy is very simple. The Romani are good and proper, providing the society type person, type people, type human beings. The gypsies, on the other hand, if you don't get it from the context, again, I think we kind of know from which, social place you're from. Not social. No. Let's not give this up to society. We're always giving up to society. No. Well, you know what we're going to give it to you? We're going to give it to human nature. And not even human nature, but like bullshit, hedonistic, bullshit, I want to stay at home, do nothing and get money type culture, and that sort of thing, you know. The only thing I'm upset about is that these kinds of people don't get, extinct. And my actual issue is the fact that by the measure of the fact that they stay at home all day and do actually nothing, and they're so unproductive, and all they do is basically procreate. That's all they basically do. They just have, sex all day and do absolutely nothing productive. They drink, eat sunflower seeds, eat junk food, and do absolutely nothing and contribute nothing. Even worse, all day, every day, they go about in their expensive cars that they did not even earn. They either stole or bought from other countries with stolen money. How did they steal it? Well, there's plenty of ways to do it, and trust me when I tell you, they know all the ways to steal from you, either you like it or not. But yeah, the good thing is a lot of them are not very smart, and so they're going about it like in the old type of stealing, you know, like physically stealing your stuff, not digitally. Anyway, let's move on from that. We get it. We understand it. We are working people. Let's move on from that. Anyway, so what happened next? The officer basically tells me, go home, send an email, we'll deal with it. Okay, I ain't gonna do that. I went home, I went to sleep, I went to work. 2 or 3 days later, I come back home to my place, and I go to the police station. Hello, I want to make a statement, blah blah blah. It takes half an hour for me to get somebody to come and talk to me in a police station in which there are only 3 people in. Anyhow, I go in, give my statement. The police officer looks at me like, again, it's my fault for disturbing him, and somehow I feel like I'm in therapy with a very bad therapist. If you go to a psychologist or to a therapist that has less, not brain cells, but less synapses than you, trust me when I tell you, you ain't gonna have a good time. You are not going to have a good time. You're gonna waste your time and probably your money. Anyhow, give my statement. It's been almost a month since I went to the police station and gave my statement. Nobody contacted me. Nobody informed me about anything. No updates, no emails, no SMS, no calls, no nothing. So the police are... Should I say it? Should I utter the word? Because we both know that the word is useless. But let's say busy. Okay, let's say they're busy. They're too busy to take this in. Anyway, but of course, when it comes to coming and investigating you, the working class, you know, they're up and at it. You know, you need to pay your taxes. You haven't paid your taxes. Oh, that's no. You need some prison time. No. We're gonna mess up your life. No. You don't suck up to the state. No. Anyway, I will say this as many times as possible. I am not suicidal. I got none of those tendencies or whatever. I'm okay. I'm content. I'm happy. I'm alright. Maybe I'm not, you know, as rich as I would like to be, but I'm alright. And I'm also not promoting anarchist type of views. However, you know, all I'm saying is, if somebody gets superpowers and that somebody happens to be me, ooh, yeah, a lot of things are gonna change. All I'm saying, a lot of things are gonna change. And if you watched that one episode of Rick and Morty where they basically tell you, you know, separate the productive from the unproductive, ooh, I'm gonna make the unproductive very productive. Ooh, anyway, so yeah, I go home. Anyway, make a statement, go home. make more complaints to Raiffeisen. I get the same answer. It's not our fault. It ain't our business. Then ChatGPT gives me an idea. You know what? Let's make this a legal battle. Let's consult the law. And so I do. I consult the law and see what the law says. And then I hit them with an email with some things. And suddenly, we've contacted the commercial entity, blah, 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 blah. Oh my. Now, I'm a patient person. I got patience. But do not abuse my patience. That would be a good rule, you know. And so I wait. I go into communication with Google support as well. I tell them, you know, this happened. They said it was my Google Wallet that failed me. And no, it wasn't. Check your Google Wallet. No transactions were made. No transactions were approved or made via my Google Wallet. Nothing was approved. Nothing was done with it or through it. Google support confirmed it. I reviewed it. I confirmed it. I sent in the information. Make more tickets. Make more, you know. And so I wait. Now, while waiting, of course, I had other responsibilities. On the work front side, I had to go through training, 2 weeks of training for my new game host position. So, hello, I'm the game host now. Anyway, I got the game host position. I got that raise at work that I wanted. I got that new position. And I'm happy about it. I'm okay about it. It's got a lot of responsibilities with it, a lot, but a few more responsibilities, a bit more payment, a bit more on the paying check side, and so it's better. It's a lot of things got better. My dad and my mom came around here a few times, and they helped me sort things out and get some things in order here. Maybe I'll show you. So those were all right. A lot of things happened. I finished training. I finished it well. Everything was all right. I worked. I continued working. I had 3 days break at the start of the month of May. I honestly forgot what I did in those. I don't actually remember what I did in those 3 days. But anyway, I tried to relax. More work. 1 free day where I couldn't do anything because the owner, you know, had to give me the contract and sign the contract, and basically prolonging me, you know, I'm gonna come in an hour, and then an hour went by and the owner didn't come, and it's like, I'm gonna come in an hour and a half, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go away from home because you said you were gonna come in an hour and a half, and then an hour and a half passes and the owner's like, I'm gonna be there in another hour, so I'm gonna be here. And so, you know, I never left. So I made some food. I cleaned up. It was okay. I'm still fighting bugs for some fucking reason. I'm still fighting bugs all over, and it's so annoying. I'm basically killing a bug a day, and it's like cockroaches, and I hate cockroaches. Go to work again yesterday. Come home. I made a complaint to the, I don't know how do I put this in English, to the association or organization or association actually of customer help, ANPC, that's how we put it. It's customer satisfaction national whatever association, national association of customer rights or something like that. And so when made a complaint, I was called, a contact person got into me and said that the law I made is not citation. I quoted from the law I quoted in my complaint about Raiffeisen Bank wasn't the correct law. Then I went back and read the law again, and I asked, how is this not the correct law? I quoted the actual law. I gave you the article and the paragraph for the specific law about customer rights, and I gave them all the information I needed from the bank and from Google and everything else, and I gave them everything, and so I did all that. Then today, I went in my car, went home, drove home. Today you went dark on me. Well, darling, what can I say? Give me a second. So I went home, I drove home, then today I went to the dentist in the morning, and wow, that I'm looking like really bad right now. I did all that, and I went to the dentist, and then from the dentist I got home, I ate a little bit, I came here. Yesterday was my brother's birthday, so I got that going for me. I got back home, everything was in order, was okay, killed the bug, of course, and then I called my bank again, and I'm gonna be honest with you, for the longest time I had the worst hate for Raiffeisen Bank for the fact that I felt like nobody was doing anything for me. I felt like I would be waiting for something that should be happening but didn't happen. The police said nothing. The Customer National Association, they complained to me, and the bank was giving me the cold shoulder. And so I was waiting for an answer from anybody. What am I going to do? I needed my money. Where's my money? I need to pay rent. I need to pay utilities. I need to pay stuff. I need to pay stuff to be able to live here. What am I gonna do? I need to eat food. What am I gonna do? I need to travel to work and back home. What am I gonna do? If I cannot pay for my public transport, for public transport, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna pay all the fines? It's much higher to pay the fines than to pay the actual ticket. So what am I gonna do? So I had to live off about $50, less than $50 actually, because the bank actually took commission about $20. So I had to live off $30 for almost the entire month of April. Then at the end of April, my bonus came in, and so I had to, pay rent. And then I had about 120, 130 bucks were left. Euros, bucks, almost the same thing. And then I tried to make a transfer for all my money into my Revolut account. And then Revolut said, no, your account is blocked because you didn't give us your information so we can track you everywhere, so we can know everything about you. And my bank also took commission from that. So I had even less money because Revolut canceled the transfer. My bank took the money, took the money never left my account, but my bank still took commission for that transaction that never happened. They still took the commission. They still taxed my money. because I tried to move it from one bank to another. Can you believe that? They took money because I tried moving my money from my Raiffeisen account to my Revolut account because I did not feel like my Raiffeisen account was safe enough for me. And I was afraid that my money would be taken away from me again. Am I unreasonable in thinking about this? Is my way of doing things unreasonable? And so I had to, tighten the belt as much as I could to live off 100 and a bit of euros. Also, I went to Comic-Con in April and I didn't have any money, but I still bought, I spent about 30 lei to buy some things. I bought this thing, which is a bookmark that says bookmark, and it's whatchamacallit, it's Skyrim themed. And wait, I'm gonna get back. I also bought this coaster with Japanese waves on it, which is 3D printed, and in total I spent about 30 lei, which is €5, 5 or 6. I spent €6 on both of those because I wanted some mementos from Comic-Con. I bought my Comic-Con tickets in January, and so I went to Comic-Con and did not really, I just went there to enjoy the shows and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not feel not welcomed, but I did not feel that was my place. Okay, side note from the whole, how April went. In 2018, very close to my birthday, still in April, I went to my first Comic-Con. I was in 11th grade, and I definitely did not have a lot of money. I was barely 18, just turned 18 that same month, a few days before that. And I went to Comic-Con with my friends, and I'd never been to Bucharest on my own. And so we decided to take a bus there, and the bus was an old bus and basically stopped halfway through, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And I got the courage and just basically said to the bus driver, you know what, give us our money back and we're gonna walk there. And we took our money back, and somehow another bus from a whole other company got there in like a station, and we were like, does this go to Bucharest? And it's like, yeah. Does this go to Romexpo, where Comic-Con is held? Yeah. And it's like, awesome, let us get in. And he let us get in, and he let us get in. And it was like me and two of my friends, and like, yeah, let's go. And we went to Comic-Con. And we went to Comic-Con, and of course, at Comic-Con, I did not have a lot of money again. And so I spent about, how much was it? About $30? No, not 30. $20. That's how much I had. Like 20 euros. I had about 20 euros, and I had 20 euros to spend. That's all I had to spend, because the rest I would spend on tickets on a train to get home, and then on a bus to get from the station home later that same day. And so I spent those 20 euros on some food and a necklace and ring from from Full Metal Alchemist, and a bracelet from Vikings. And that's about it. And I never actually watched the Vikings that time. I didn't know what Vikings and all that. But I liked the bracelet, and I bought the bracelet. And later, I watched Vikings, and I appreciated much more. And so, even back then, I didn't feel like my place belonged, like I wasn't the place I belonged to. But I thought it was because I didn't have any money. And again, history repeated itself to some degree. And you know what I wanted to buy? This might seem childish. Look, this might seem childish, but I really wanted to buy a mystery box. I wanted a mystery box. It was like a 50 or 60 euro mystery box. One of my friends got a mystery box with Pokemon. I wanted to buy a mystery box. I don't know, it's just something, and it's not a big deal that I didn't get to buy it, you know, it was just, I wanted to, yeah. Anyway, I spent time there, and I got to meet people and walk around and talk with people, like friends of mine and all that, and so that was cool. I stood in for a panel or something or whatever that was, and I just didn't feel like I belonged in there. It was like I was watching anime where anime wasn't cool, and suddenly everybody watched anime. I was in on the, you know, subculture of all those things before they were cool, and suddenly everybody knew everything because some guy on the internet made a summary of all the things that happen in whatever series or movies, and suddenly you see hundreds and hundreds of people dressed up in different cosplays, which is cool, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely cool, but then you figure that you just don't fit in to some degree. And it's weird because basically you don't fit in with a bunch of misfits because they themselves do not think they fit into other, you know, circles, and it just felt a bit weird, a bit off, but I kind of get it. And I have to say, I might just be over it. Over all that. And I think it's just time to accept it, that my time has passed and that no longer is my place. I don't know. Maybe that's what I need to say to myself for here. Who knows? Who even knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not 100% certain on this one. I just know that I didn't feel like I belonged there. I know that there are a lot of I statements in this particular parenthesis of an argument or part of the story. But yeah. But overall, Comic-Con was great. Got to meet some people, you know, old friends, and had some fun, like walk around, because that's the most fun you can have at Comic-Con. And I got to play some board games, and there's a board game called King of Tokyo, which I might buy soon because it seemed quite cool. And yeah, that was quite cool. That was kind of fun. That was kind of nice. And so Comic-Con, end of training, month of May. Today I called Raiffeisen again to ask for an update on the situation, and they said if you hear the water running, and if you heard the water running up until now, somebody's taking a shower upstairs, so that's why the water is running. And so I called Raiffeisen again and asked, you know, I would like an update about the whole situation. I got no idea what's happening for a month now, and my money, where's my money? So the girl there told me, okay, I understand your situation, it's bad, I can put myself in your shoes and get what you mean. Let me just check some things around. Basically, you just have to wait. And I say, okay, but I talked to Google, and Google confirmed to me that they weren't at fault, and my Google Wallet statement says this and this and this. And she's like, oh, can you give me that information and so that I can pass it along further? I'm like, yeah, I can give you that information. And what I discovered was the fact that you can actually download emails. Did you know that you can download your emails from Gmail? I didn't know that, but now I do. And so I downloaded a bunch of emails between me and Google support, and I sent them to her, and a screenshot from my Google Wallet, which actually has my last transaction from my Google Wallet was in February, if you can believe it. Yeah. And so I sent that in, and I don't know, my mom and my dad said, that I should contact the National Bank of Romania as well and let them know what's happening. And the girl on the phone from Raiffeisen said, okay, we're gonna get somebody and hopefully we're gonna get this working soon, but what you're gonna have to do is gonna be to wait, because we can't make this work any faster, because how the process goes is you contact us, let us know what the problem is, we contact the merchant, the provider, the wherever the money went, and we let them know that this wasn't okay and the money shouldn't have been taken, and then they have to respond to us and they tell us that it was actually through Google Wallet that the money were taken, and then you let us know that that isn't the case, and then we contact them again with the information you gave us and the proof you gave us, and so we wait for their response, and it's basically just waiting on response, and it's basically just a minimum paid person on the whatever customer service the casino has with the minimum paid person from the customer service support from Raiffeisen Bank, fighting it over to do I get or do I not get my money back. That's basically it. And how does Raiffeisen prove that the money that was given to that casino was stolen from me? It's a trashy situation, you know. And I'm basically in the middle, and I'm waiting for my money to get here, and I need to get the commission that Raiffeisen took for my money. I need that back as well, because that's my money. I worked for it. I fucking worked for it. I worked for it. I paid my taxes on it. I paid every single tax on it. I paid my taxes to it. I paid all the insurances. I paid all the taxes on every single value and everything, every deductions, every pluses, every minuses. I paid everything. I paid for the commissions for everything, and my money was still stolen. I paid for the service of being protected from fraud, and I still suffered from fraud, and the only response I get is wait. You know how annoying that is? You know how bad that is? You want to use your money, and what they tell you is no. You worked for nothing, and you can do nothing about it. You know how bad that is? Oh, you want to pay your rent? No. You want to pay for your utilities? You want to pay for your gas? You want to pay for your gas, like the one you get on your cooker or whatever in the kitchen? You want to pay for your electricity? No. You want to pay for your hot water? No. You don't want to be kicked out? No. You're gonna be kicked out because we don't do that shit. You want to keep your job? No. You're gonna be fired because you don't have money to pay your rent, which was taken. Where's your money? It was taken by somebody. And what do? We stick up our hand, up our asses, up to our elbows, and we sit on it. Why? Because we fucking can. And it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I said it before and I'll say it again. I hope the place in hell for scammers and thieves is well maintained. I honestly hope that. But yeah, That was the month of April with a little bit of May. Everything seems to be going okay, at least of today. Of course, again, my money is still stolen. Things are still quite shitty. But a good part is, like, 2 days ago, I got to play my guitar a little bit. And actually, I wrote a bit of a chorus for a new song, maybe. So yeah, that is that. I bought 9 Souls. That is a game on Steam. Don't get my words twisted. 9 Souls, not souls. Souls, SOLS, on Steam, which I think is gonna be an interesting experience. I played it a little bit on an emulator. Quite nice, and I'm gonna play it on my Steam Deck tonight. And let me just check, because I'm gonna have to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, in 6 hours I'm gonna be up and at it. 4 days of morning work for me, so that is going to be a lot of fun. Not Anyway, that is about it. That's how things go. That's how everything is. For the most part, I am okay. I'm healthy. My tooth is okay. I fixed it. My hair is okay. I need to get a haircut, and I'm gonna get a haircut on my mom's birthday on the 17th. And for the most part, everything is okay. Got my paycheck for the month of April, and I got rent, so I can pay that. I can pay my utilities for the month of April. For the most part, I got money to survive, but I'm still not in a place where I can start saving up and investing and doing all that. Yeah, that's how it goes. I don't know, I hope that I get this situation sorted out soon and I get my money back. I would like to move away from Raiffeisen, but I know that all banks are the same. They're just different flavors. They're just different colors of the same flavor of the same piss poor kind of drink. It's the same thing. It's the same owner as... I mean, if you know anything about banks and who owns them, and that's everything I wanted to say about that. You know what I mean? If you're watching me, most likely we have the same Instagram feeds, and we know what the central banking system is all about, and we know all about all the files. We know about all that. The only thing is, most people have been just too worn down, and there is also, at least in my opinion, a considerable portion of population that are quite liberalized to the point that they're not making the right decisions anymore, and they think that everybody's equal and everything is whatever, and not everybody's equal, okay? And definitely the people that hold our money don't think that we're equal to them. Trust me when I tell you, just stop twiddling your thumbs and start doing something if you have any, I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about all those liberated people, I mean, do I have to bring back the argument about Rick and Morty with the productives and unproductives? You know, like that whole generation, I don't want to say, like, they're bought and paid for, you know? I honestly thought that, you know, ideas like the purging and culling and all that, those are philosophical ideas that based on, you know, very dark psychology, twisted actually psychology, that do not actually work. But then you kind of bring me to a point that, you know what, maybe they're not that far-fetched, you know. And those of you that actually understand what I'm saying, and the subtext and the substrat and, you know, the subtle nuances of my talking, good for you. You have enough synapses and enough neurons to process between the lines. You are absolutely wonderful. And if you'd like a book recommendation from me, where is it? Let me just get this bad boy out. The King in Yellow. Get it. Buy it. You're gonna love it. Trust me, you are going to love it. The King in Yellow. Do I recommend The King in Yellow? Absolutely I do. Is it wonderful? Yes, it is. Did I finish it? Yes, I did. If you want to understand the nuance to the proper level of nuance, The King in Yellow. Really good book. Finished it. Now I'm working in reading a book which I don't... Should I say... Am I allowed to say it? Of course I'm allowed to say it. Nobody watches these things. I'm reading the Communist Manifesto right now. So yeah, that's fun. Then what I'm gonna read after I finish the Communist Manifesto, I'm going to either continue with John Milton's Paradise Lost, either start the Divine Comedy of Dante Alighieri, or I'm gonna go for The Knowledge, How to Rebuild Civilization in the Aftermath of a Cataclysm by Lewis Darnell. So one of those. Either those, or I'm gonna go for The Way Things Work, which is the big boy right here. I don't think I'm gonna go for How to Invent Everything yet, but maybe in the near future. Anyway, that's how things are. Can I put this back this easily? No, I cannot. I'm gonna stay a little bit. Anyway, that's how it goes. Apologies about that. That wasn't in the programming. That was not intentional. That was a mistake. I forgot what I wanted to say. Anyway, that's the month of April. That's what happened. That's how it's been. This is a long video. There's a lot in it. Take your time, process it. I'll see you when I see you. I love you. You're absolutely lovely. Take your time. Take care. Love you. Bye.